It is day 2 of UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer's visit to India. Yesterday, he had quite the busy day. Starmer met with business leaders, he toured the Yash Raj Films studio, played some football and even lit diyas and grooved to music. The optics were unmistakable. It was quite the early Diwali celebrations for the UK Prime Minister. But on day 2, it was down to business. Starmer began his day at the Raj Bhavan in Mumbai. He first met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The two leaders held wide-ranging talks. They spanned trade, defence, technology, education and the global order.
My visit this week is about doubling down on the potential of our trade deal for the benefit of all of us. And that's why I brought a record 126 British businesses with me to India this week.
The meeting marked the first official visit to India by Starmer since taking office. So, of course, the stakes were high. Just 3 months ago, India and the UK had signed their long-delayed CETA. Now, that's the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement. This is after 3 years of negotiations. Starmer called it a deal that benefits both countries.
We're creating a new, modern partnership focused on the future and on winning the opportunities that it offers, and we're doing it together. And that's why we struck the UK-India Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement in July, a breakthrough moment, years in the making, slashing tariffs, increasing access to each other's markets, to drive growth and create jobs for our people, and making life better in both of our nations.
दोनों देशों के इंपोर्ट कॉस्ट में कमी आएगी, युवाओं के लिए रोजगार के नए अवसर बनेंगे, व्यापार बढ़ेगा और इसका लाभ हमारे उद्योग तथा उपभोक्ता दोनों को ही मिलेगा.
Now, the focus of this visit is obviously trade. Trade and investment has grown by nearly $8 billion since the agreement was signed in July, so both countries are doubling down on that. For India, the India-UK trade deal would boost MSMEs. It will create jobs for young Indians and it will strengthen the country's manufacturing backbone. Prime Minister Modi also set a bold target, doubling bilateral trade, currently at around $56 billion by the year 2030. But beyond trade, the partnership seemed to be deepening across multiple fronts.
The UK and India stand side by side as global leaders in tech and innovation, and so we've also taken the opportunity to deepen our cooperation through our technology security initiative, with new commitments on AI, advanced communication, defence technologies, and much, much more. We are announcing a deal to make Bollywood films in the United Kingdom after a fantastic visit to the studio yesterday.
हमने क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स पर सहयोग के लिए एक इंडस्ट्री गिल्ड और सप्लाई चेन ऑब्जर्वेटरी की स्थापना का निर्णय लिया है. इसका सैटेलाइट कैंपस ISM धनबाद में होगा.
A major announcement came from the education sector. During Starmer's visit, 9 British universities received approval to open campuses in India. Now, this makes the UK the country with the largest higher education footprint in India. The move reflects India's growing appeal as a global education hub. Prime Minister Modi lauded the unique synergy between the two nations. Starmer, too, framed education as the heart of a new India-UK relationship, one built not just on trade, but on shared human capital. But if education was about the future, defense was about the present. During the visit, Britain signed a $468 million deal. This is to supply the Indian Army with lightweight multi-role missiles. The missiles are set to be built in Belfast. It is expected to directly create over 700 jobs in Northern Ireland. And the two nations will also collaborate on engines for naval ships. Starmer even went a step further. The UK Prime Minister publicly endorsed India's bid for a permanent seat at the UNSC. That's the United Nations Security Council.
When we leave India later on tonight, I expect that we will have secured major new investments, creating thousands of high-skilled jobs in the sectors of the future.
भारत और यूके नेचुरल पार्टनर्स हैं। हमारे संबंधों की नींव में डेमोक्रेसी, फ्रीडम और रूल ऑफ लॉ जैसे मूल्यों में साझा विश्वास है। मौजूदा वैश्विक अस्थिरता के दौर में भारत और यूके के बीच ये बढ़ती हुई साझेदारी ग्लोबल स्टेबिलिटी और आर्थिक प्रगति का एक महत्वपूर्ण आधार बनी रही है।
From there, it was the Global Fintech Fest. Another key stop on the itinerary. Prime Minister Modi talked about the country's digital transformation. Starmer, too, has talked at home about balancing innovation with safety. So this FinTech Fest provided a moment to align visions. Britain's financial expertise meeting India's digital scale.
We are so committed to this because we see India's potential. This country holds the promise of the future in its hands as the world's biggest democracy, one of the world's largest and fastest growing economies, with half of your population under 25 years old.
But while this visit was about trade and investments, there's one message both leaders repeated in different forms. India and the UK are natural partners, tied not just by history, but also democratic schedules. Starmer's two-day visit may read like a study of contrasts. From film studios to CEO summits, from football fields to fintech conferences, but it showcased the full spectrum of modern diplomacy. Part soft power, part hard deals, and a lot of symbolism. Britain may no longer rule the waves, but it's looking east again. This time, not as empire, but as an equal. This visit was an example of that. The next chapter of India-UK relations won't be written in the past. It will be written in the possibilities of the future.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.